ASMR clips for $10 a month. So, guys, I might have to adjust my intro. Like, what ideas do we have about that? Happy Easter, first off, or Happy Easter. If you like dad jokes, yeah. So, today I am going to be doing a story time about my recent vacation. I went to Riviera Maya, Mexico, with my boyfriend for our anniversary, for 5 nights. We got home on Tuesday of last week, and So if you are going to that area, I would recommend Dreams. So we just walked around like the pool and stuff for a little bit. We were definitely tired and grumpy. Like that first travel day, I feel like it's so hard for me to like actually feel ready to roll because we woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning and we were just sleepy, so we were definitely grumpy assholes to each other on Thursday. We had set up a romantic dinner. Like it was an all-inclusive resort, but you can do like add-ons and things which are really not too expensive. Like the dinner was $120, and basically it put you it was at the steakhouse. It's your typical all-inclusive where they have a steakhouse, an Italian restaurant, a seafood restaurant, whatever. The food wasn't good either. It's just very, like buffet. I don't know, my steak was just so chewy, and I was saying to Tony, wait, I'm confused, I got the steak medium rare, why is it chewy? He's like, it's a bad cut of meat. I was like, oh. But I think that kind of goes with the territory of most all-inclusives in most places. It's just kind of your standard stuff, so it is what it is. But we, on Thursday night, so they put us at it was a beachside dinner, so they put you outside away from everybody else in a private area, right in front of the beach and the water, and give you a bottle of champagne and wait on you, whatever, hand and foot. We noticed that there was I don't know what this fruit was. It was this one fruit that was literally in everything. This fruit was in the salad, it was in the soup, it was in the appetizer they gave us. We were like, what is the deal with this fruit? I cannot remember the name of it. I feel, oh god, what was it? I feel I don't know. But besides the food being just subpar, the service was so good that it almost made us uncomfortable. If you ever feel like that, where you go somewhere and you're treated like literal royalty, and you're like, oh my god, what did I do to deserve this? Our waiter at the restaurant, Tony wanted Red Bull vodka because that's what he likes, and they didn't have Red Bull, but they were like, oh, well, we don't have Red Bull here, but we have it in the lobby, and we can go get it for you. And he was like, no, oh my god, don't worry about that. And he was like, our waiter was like, sir, are you sure? I will go to the lobby, I will get you your Red Bull personally. We were like, no, it's totally fine, don't worry about it. Hey, can I have cranberry vodka? Whatever. And it was we were joking around, the guy was ready to fly to another country to get him his Red Bull. So they were really, really nice. The service was excellent, and there was, I noticed then a violinist, and what's this thing called? Is this called a xylophone? I don't know. What is the thing where they're it's a piano thing, whatever that instrument is. There was 2 people playing instruments, and there was 4 tables outside doing this dinner, and I saw the musicians go over to the one table, and I was like, oh, that's so cute. I guess they special order to have a musician, or they set that up. And I was joking around oh, I wonder if they could play Titanic, theme song, whatever. And then we realized they started coming after 5 minutes, 10 minutes of being with the first couple, they started moving to the next one, to the next one, to the next one. I was like, oh yay, they're gonna come over to us and play music for us. And they came over, and they, instead of just playing whatever, they were like, what do you guys want to hear? And we were like, oh, I don't know, I wasn't expecting this. They're like, we can do Frank Sinatra, Celine Dion. I was like, stop. I was like, can you play the Titanic song, My Heart Will Go On? They were like, yes. I was like, oh my god. If you know, you know. Titanic is my favorite movie, soundtrack, history thing to learn about. I'm obsessed. So, that's why, I know a lot of you guys probably saw, we're at this romantic dinner, listening to the Titanic soundtrack. dolphins, which was really, really cool. Again, this was something like an excursion that you could have done for free, but I like upgraded it to make it private and like have it just be me and him. So I think that was only like $100 or something like that too, which we were literally like in the water by ourselves. Like we saw the other groups with like 10 people in it where they all, you know, would get like a little bit of time in the water, whereas like we were in the water by ourselves with an instructor like catered to us for like an hour. And I'm gonna like try to see if I can insert like footage of this, but it was so cool. Like we literally rode on the freaking dolphins. What are their snout. I know it's not a snout, but you know what I'm saying. Like one dolphin under one foot, one dolphin under the other foot, which was like so cool. I was like, oh my god, like how much weight can they carry? The guy was like, they can carry like triple their body weight and they weigh like 800, 1,000 pounds. I was like, oh, okay. I think they can hold me. And we, you know, did like a kiss with the hug with the dolphin. I like rode on its fin at one point. Like I was so careful because they were like, they don't want you to like touch their fins, like whatever, which I know dolphins are gentle creatures, but I just had that SeaWorld documentary in the back of my head where like the one killer whale like, you know, drowned someone. So I was like so scared of that. At one point it like I like touched it and it like flinched and I was like like terrified. But that was really, really cool. Getting there was like an hour, which again we were like, oh my god, like kill me. We did not be like sitting in the car. Or no, that was the only one that I think was not that long. So that was really fun. Then that night we did something that I can't recall the name of. Is that the night we did yeah, I can't recall the name of this activity. It begins with an X, and someone in the comments probably will know it. But it was like this thing that our tour guide recommended to us, where like you go around like in these little like gondolas, and you basically just drink and eat while you're in this little boat, and like the host of the little boat is like, you know, entertaining you and having you drink shots of tequila and this and that. And we did not know what to expect at all when we did this. So we were kind of tired after the dolphin thing, and we were hungry and like a little grumpy, and we get in the car to go to this dolphin thing, right? I'm sorry, to go to this gondola thing, right? And the guy, he was so sweet, bless his soul. He was like, okay, family, like they call you family. They're like, our ride right now is gonna be about 90 minutes. And me and Tony looked at each other like, 90 minutes, like get us off. Like we do not feel like being in the car for 90 minutes right now, and then we have to come home. And like this is at like 8 o'clock at night that they picked us up or whatever, so, or 6, whatever time it was. I think it was actually 8. But we stuck it out, and we were so pissed that we were in the car for that long. We just like couldn't stand it. We felt trapped. We didn't know like where we were going. So when we got there, we were like, oh, like should we just go like right back? Should we tell them like we want to leave like immediately, like before we even do this? Like we don't even care to do this. And I was like, no, like we can't do that. Like we have to go. So we go on the boat, and we ended up having such a fun time. Like we had no expectations, no idea what to expect. You basically just sat in these, like I said, these little gondola boat things, and like go around this little canal and dance and drink and whatever. So that was really fun. The food on that was not good, but it is what it is. We ate a cricket. Like there was crickets in the appetizers. So I did eat a cricket, which I think I've actually eaten a cricket before when I was like 10. But that one was like covered in cheese dust, like, you know, Cheeto dust or something. Whereas this cricket was just straight up raw cricket, and it was disgusting. Yeah, so we did that. We did that until like 12 o'clock at night. We didn't even like want to get drunk that night or whatever, but it just ended up being spontaneous, and we had such ATV riding, like just ATVs, nothing else, because my travel agent before was like, oh, like, you know, they have, like, you could do zip lining, you could do, like, this. I was like, I don't want to do zip lining. Like, no, I have no desire to do that. I'm scared. Like, fuck that shit. So I thought we were gonna do private ATV thing, right? It was just me and him. We weren't in a group. We get there, and it was not private, and it was not just ATVs. It was ATVs with a group of people, and ziplining, and like swimming in a cenote, like a cave, basically. And we were like, oh, like, oh, we don't really want to zipline, like, whatever. But again, we were like, fuck it, like, let's just do it. And it was definitely scary to do the zipline, because the thing that we walked up to, like, get ready to go on the zipline, that was the scariest part. It was like a wooden, like, structure that had, like, there was like a hole in one of the steps, and like it was just like, it was literally blowing in the wind, right? Like, you could feel like the structure blowing in the wind, and I was like slightly hungover, and I was like, oh my god, like, this is the end for me. But we did the zip lining together. The helmet they had us wear, like, you ever get like a laugh attack where you literally cannot stop and you're just like pissing yourself? That's what I was doing, looking at him in his helmet, and I felt bad, and like, I wore the fucking stupid helmet too, so, and everyone was wearing it, but for some reason, just looking at Tony wearing this helmet, like, I was dying, and I kind of tried to stifle it, even though it feels so good to have those like laugh attacks, but I didn't want to be an asshole, so. But we did the zip lining. Then we swam in the cave, the cenote, which is like a semi-open cave. And we noticed too, literally, we were the only ones, like, within our group of like 10 people that could swim. Like, no one else in the group knew how to swim, and they all were wearing like life jackets. And we just thought that was so interesting. Like, and we both kind of acknowledged it was something that I guess we took for granted, like, you know, having swimming lessons when we were younger, and just kind of like knowing how to swim and float and doggy paddle. The one girl that we were with, she put her life jacket on, like, everyone wore their life jackets, but we didn't want to, because like it was like a pool basically, and her life jacket was a little big, so it like started to lift up, and she was like struggling, and we weren't sure like if she was joking or if she was serious. And then like within a second we realized she was serious, and Tony was like pushed her like to the ladder, and we were like, are you okay? Poor thing. And then that same girl and her friend, when we did the ATVs, crashed and like fell off the quads, which I didn't see this happen. I will say, like, we thought that the quad riding might be like dinky and they make you go like slow and do whatever, but no, like, our tour guide was cool. Tony, so it went tour guide, Tony, me, and then like 15 people after us, because we know how to ride quads already, like, and I knew Tony like should lead because he's, you know, probably the most experienced, probably like more than the tour guides, but he was having fun with the tour guide in the front, and kind of like, you know, doing, you know, I don't know, whatever he was doing, like tricks and spins and whatever, and so we were kind of like far ahead because we were really going fast. And then like we stopped to wait for everyone, and we realized like the rest of the group wasn't coming. It was like the tour guide, Tony, me, and then these other two girls behind us that were keeping up with us the most. And we see this guy coming on his quad the other way, like zooming by us, and we were like, oh shit, like, I hope this person that fell, or like that's, you know, got hurt, is okay. And then we saw him like bring back this girl. My foot is so asleep right now, and I don't know how this happened. But yeah, we saw the guy take the girl back to the like front area, and she ended up being okay. Like, you know, we talked to her and we were like, are you good? Like, when we got back, she just was like, you know, a little shaken up, which is totally understandable. Quads are no joke. They're a heavy piece of machinery. Like, they're not toys, and you could really hurt yourself on them. So I'm glad It's like basically a nightclub, but also like a show, like I don't want to say like Broadway show. It's like, yeah, it's like a mix of a Broadway show and a nightclub. And we got the upgraded tickets for that instead of being like on the bottom floor, like standing with everyone or whatever, we were on the second floor, sitting by ourselves in a private area. We got, food and how many drink vouchers? They gave us 15 drink vouchers a piece, which I must have had 11 drinks before I even felt a buzz. The alcohol that we had was so watered down everywhere, like it's not even funny. So that was kind of, probably a blessing in disguise, because I didn't really feel like super hungover like I normally would back at home, because I can drink, and after like 12 drinks I should feel really, really quite drunk, but I was just slightly tipsy, so that was really cool. We had a nice time, and that was in, I think, Playa del Carmen, so that was pretty close by to Riviera Maya. Then by that point, Sunday was the next day, and we were completely, at that point, exhausted because we had gone out every night. We just been like nonstop activities, and we just wanted to enjoy the beach. Tony's main thing was that he wanted white sand, clear water, which when we first got there on Thursday, it was like windy and there was like seaweed everywhere, so we were like a little disappointed with the beach on Thursday, but we couldn't have picked a better day to do the beach. Sunday, it was gorgeous. It was so sunny, the water was clear, they cleaned up the seaweed. I guess there's seaweed constantly all over the beach there, and they just have a guy that comes and cleans it, which really makes a difference in like the way it looks. We all rented a canopy bed for that day, which again, that was another like upgrade thing, and that was $130, which, guys, like if you were to do that in like Miami or whatever, like rent like a cabana, it can be like $1,000 or something ridiculous, where you have, a bottle, and you have, servers waiting on you and whatever. So the cabana was so nice, and we felt so spoiled because we didn't have to like bake in the sun, and we split a bottle of rosé and ate cheeseburgers and went in the water and just laid by the beach the whole day. That night we went to a restaurant within the hotel. We went to the Asian restaurant. It was like hibachi style. It was just okay. That was like the best one, I think, that we had. We got back to the room that night on Sunday night, and guys, I'm not gonna tell this whole story, especially since this, number one, is a story I told the full story on Patreon when there's like so many details to it, and this video is already 30 minutes long. We realized that there was somebody dead in the room directly across from us, and we saw the hotel workers like discover the body, and the hotel lied to us about somebody dying there and tried to gaslight us into thinking that like they were doing construction at 10 o'clock at night on a Sunday, and that's why they requested that we change rooms. But meanwhile, we watched it all happen. So if you want the full story, that's on Patreon. It's wild. That's like a 30-minute video. But yeah, whatever. So we changed rooms. Then on Monday, I rented a yacht for the day. such a good time. And again, just like, it was really nice that it was just like private, just me and him. So we cruised on the boat from like 1 to 6 o'clock, came back, went to dinner at the buffet. Buffet was, it was a buffet. And then we went to sleep, and then we woke up and left on Tuesday. And as soon as we arrived home, I had Primo's Uber Eats waiting for me at my doorstep because all I was craving was a good old hoagie. So yeah, we had an amazing time. I want to check out Jamaica for like a destination wedding as well, and kind of compare. The only things I didn't really like was just